Thank you for joining me for the latest installment of my asset score. I apologize for the long delay from the last episode, but moving forward, I hope to be more regular. I got a little behind in work, and I've been wanting to record, but I've had just a hard time getting the time to. Anyway, it's a couple days after the election. Who knows what's going to happen? I think this is a good time to talk about investing, though, in that a lot of times there's kind of these external factors like an election that we have little to no control over. We still need to do our job anyway. And so the only thing we can control is how we'll go about our day to day. And so I want us to continue to invest and continue to think about money as a tool and as an asset. And regardless of the outcome of this election, and not to say it's not important, and I don't want to diminish anyone who is really this is a big part of their life, but this is something that happens, and this happens every 4 years. It seems like election cycles are kind of nonstop at this point, but we really do need to focus on what we can do and what's in our control day to day. So I heard someone talk recently just about having YouTube channels or whatever media is used to get out stories. And he asked, when you're telling your story, what is your point of view? And I'm not sure I've answered this or discussed this before, or at least in specific detail. So the point of view I come from is that we want to try, or what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people invest, or my investment philosophy is who's going to control the world in 2030. And so that's really what I'm trying to do is based on kind of long-term trends, where do I see the world in 10 years? And if that's the case, and if I do think the world's going to look a certain way, who do I think is going to control that world or be profitable in that world? And that's really what I'm trying to invest in. So I'm trying, from my own perspective, I'm trying to pick who I think is going to be making a lot of money in 2030. And I'm trying to get on those boats early. And that is my theory on how I can beat the markets in investing. So that's why, I mean, we've talked about it a little before. Two of my picks there are obviously Tesla and NIO. I think the world will move away from fossil fuels in terms of transportation. I think it's probably going to move away from people driving their own vehicles in terms of transportation. And transportation is just a huge part of the economy. So this is one of the areas where I've started investing based on my perspective of who's going to control the world in 2030. And so I've been buying into these areas diligently over the past few years. The next thing I'd like to talk about today is just kind of, just the idea of controlling what you can and letting the rest go. And I'm not saying that we can't have interest in other stuff, but understanding that there is certain stuff or there's certain behaviors that we can control day to day. And if you do things day to day, they become habits. And some of these habits will have very good long-term effects for you. And there's other things that we have little to no control over, and they might take just as much of our thought or our energy. But at the end of the day, they're going to happen regardless. So part of what I'm trying to do with kind of disciplined investing is get our minds to refocus, or at least understand that while we can think about these other things, we have no control over those. But what we can do is be very conscious about how we spend our money and how we turn our money into assets. And that's really something that's important to me, because I think if we have assets, we have more control over the world. And it's the easier it is to get our perspective out to the rest of the world. So I just I want people really to be able to accumulate assets. What you do with those and how you use that, the value of those assets in the world is that's your choice. and that's your voice. And I'm all for you having your own voice. So whatever I can do to assist you in having a larger reach, I'm really I'm rooting for everyone to have a larger reach. So I think the last time I was trying to stress the idea that we could start investing really small, and I was trying to invest $1 a day. I did that for a little bit, but I kind of had a massive failure on this one. It didn't last very long, and I think I made it maybe 2 weeks. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to shift that to $7 a week. I'm going to try to invest every Monday $7 a week. The $1 a day, I guess I could still try to do that, but I wasn't very consistent with that. But anyway, I'll try to update on my progress here. I think one of the other issues I had with doing $1 a day is where I was investing. And I was investing in an S&P 500 fund, which I think is good. I think it's a good baseline to start investing, but my concentration level is really trying to pick winners for the year 2030, and that's definitely my interest, and that is my perspective. So while I'm going to try to do the $7 a day, I do want to acknowledge that my big focus is trying to see where the world's going to be in 10 years. And so I want to give that caveat to everybody, and just looking forward to doing these more frequently. And I hope everyone, I just thank everyone for listening, and I hope you check back in with me. And so I hope I can be entertaining here, but also I hope I can help you build good habits and just increase the level of your assets. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon.